Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chad Prather Show. We're gonna try to be in a really good mood today. My name is David Medina, producer David Medina. I'm Chad's producer, filling in for him. An honor to fill in for him. I'm glad you guys are here. Blow up the chat, like and subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube or Rumble. I am in mourning this morning for two reasons. One, because my city of Portland and my state of Oregon is ran by absolute crazy radicals. Hey, Brandon, let's make sure we get the retweet out on the show so we can let our followers know that we are live on the Chad Prather Show. But also because my Mariners absolutely blew the World Series. And if you know anything about baseball, if you don't care about baseball, just hear me out for a second, if you could, please. If you could just empathize with me for a second as you're blowing up the chat, as you're getting in here, getting excited about a Tuesday, because we can still be excited every day. Listen, let's not get in that mindset like it's still the beginning of the week. Oh my gosh, what are we going to do? Listen, man. Every day is a blessing when you wake up in America, right? And I'm sorry about my voice. If my voice goes during this thing, it's because I was screaming my head off at the Mariners losing. And also, we walked across the street and went to the Seahawks game. We went and saw the Texans and Seahawks face off. And thankfully, my Seahawks got a win. But just empathize with me for a second, because there's a good lesson to come out of this. This was the sign they gave us. There was the watch party there. I'm holding up for those of you listening on audio. It says, "Seize the moment." It's kind of a playoff little poster they gave us for the game yesterday. But story of my life, the thing I don't even know how it boomeranged and came back and hit me in the head as I see ALCS. And Dan Wilson, I love him. He's a former Mariners catcher. He's the skipper for the manager or the coach, if you will, if you're not into baseball terminology, of the Seattle Mariners. And he just made some of the most horrific moves yesterday. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that we pitched to George Springer. George Springer, the best hitter on the Blue Jays lineup, the number one hitter on the Blue Jays lineup, with first base open. Why did we pitch to George Springer? All right, I don't want this to be a Seattle Mariners stream. We got lots of more important things to talk about, because at the end of the day, as I was leaving the park, ladies and gentlemen, I said, you know what? It's a heartbreaker, and it sucks when your manager loses it for you. I love Dan Wilson. He's a Christian, by the way, but he did lose it for the Mariners, man. As I left, though, I was like, I don't really care like I used to. And it was like, I think during COVID, with everything that happened with the lockdowns, and we saw these sports teams and these businesses require, vax cards, and we saw them force us. It was like the most tyranny we've ever seen in our lifetime. And it's funny how we just memory hold it. But through COVID, I kind of just stopped caring about sports, because I'm like, there's more things to care about in this life. What's going on in your community, family. It just kind of hit me as I left the park, and I was like, I actually don't feel as bad. It sucks, but I don't feel as bad. I was with a date. Yes, I'm dating somebody. It's the first time I've revealed it on publicly. Yes, I am dating somebody, an amazing Christian girl. But we just went and had fun. We went and got tickets to the Seahawks game. We went and saw the Texans Monday Night Football. Texans and Seahawks go and play. And it reminded me why I can't stand Seahawks fans. No, we sat around some rowdy fans that were just saying the craziest stuff. It was like, dude, it just got me thinking, what is our religion? What is important to us in life, guys? Are you holding on to things in life that you shouldn't be holding on to? For me, it used to be sports. I used to put sports above church. I used to put sports above, because I want to remind us that there is more to life than these, it's like they have us as little puppets, guys, like little puppets, like dance here. What's the new Taylor Swift song coming out? What's the new movie coming out? How is your sports team doing? It's like I saw so many people worshiping sports last night, especially at the Seahawks game. I just didn't like it. I'll still watch the sports. I'll still watch the games. I'll still watch my Seahawks, my Ducks, my Oregon Ducks. But yeah, to me, it's like there's way more important things in life to be passionate about, in my opinion. If you watch sports, you're passionate about it, great. But anyways, like and subscribe to the channel. Party Foul Steve's going to join us pretty soon. Make sure you're blowing up that chat. Let's get people in here, because there's a good message that's going to come out of here if it hasn't already. I pray before these things, and I pray that God uses me somehow so that you can go away with information, knowing what's going on. Like, we need to tell you about the real story in Portland. I'm going to be very careful, because I don't want to step on toes, and I don't want to go to war with anybody. But I live in the state of Oregon. I live right outside of Portland. I'm very involved in Portland. I've been involved for over a decade here in Portland politically. And just some of the headlines you're seeing. And we're going to get into talk about, if Trump sending troops is justified. I'm going to give thoughts on that. Some of you might not agree because of what you've seen in Portland. Some of you might. I'm going to give you the real story on what's going on in Portland. It's a lot more complex than what you're seeing from some of these headlines. And God bless the people that are here reporting. God bless Nick Sortor. He's been doing an amazing job covering this stuff. It's kind of nice to see him have passion about the problems that Portland is facing and have passion about, what's just the corruption that the city is under. I just have a slight little thing. It's not a correction or a rebuke or anything like that. I'm not going to war with anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody, because the enemy is not anybody except the radical left Democrats here in Portland, here in Oregon, and other states and cities across the nation that are being destroyed by these people, by these radicals, man. That's the enemy. I just think we have to be careful because on how we report things, because it can be damaging to people that don't deserve it, right? Like a lot of Portland police officers are now being labeled as Antifa. I just don't. I can't. I'm not there. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to get into that in a little bit after Party Foul Steve joins us. Blow up the chat. Let's get this thing going, man. I just want to show you guys. This was like my mood yesterday. This was like, okay, so this is Brian Wu. For some reason, Dan Wilson pulled him out of the game yesterday, right before George Springer hit that go-ahead 3-run homer. But dude, this was like every Seattle Mariner fan. Listen to this scream coming from the locker room.
Having gone as further than any other team in franchise history.
That's a grown man crying, screaming in like bloody murder in the locker room of the Seattle Mariners. And if you're like, well, you just said don't be passionate about sports, like that's his livelihood. That's their job, man. If you're not passionate about what you're doing in life, in your job like that, man, find something else. Find something else to do. I'm passionate about what I do here in Portland, what I do here online. If you're not following me, at David Medina PDX across all social media, I try to just spread the love of Jesus but be factual at the same time. And I love doing it, man. And what you're seeing here is like just all that passion coming out. I mean, the Mariners had the World Series in the bag, 3-1, bottom of the 7th, and then you bring in this like 4th best pitcher that you had on like they didn't even bring in their best reliever. They brought in their 4th best pitcher to face the best hitter on the Blue Jays, and he hits a 3-run homer. I don't get it. Anyways, I'm not gonna bore you guys with baseball stuff because I know a lot of you guys aren't baseball people. I get that. But man, it was heartbreaking. Hey, let's bring him in. Party Foul Steve is Chad's number 2 guy. I'm trying to work my way up there to just get Party Foul out of there so I can take his salary. No, I'm just kidding. We love Party Foul. Chad would not be where he was at, where he's at today. I feel like without people like Party Foul. So Party Foul Steve's joining us now. How you doing, man? Make sure you unmute your mic.
Hey, it's all unmuted and ready to go. Studio's working great. And let's just say that was a Springer dinger.
Yeah, you had to, didn't you?
Yeah, I did have to dig it in a little bit.
Houston Astros fan.
You are not a Springer fan at all. And I'm a Springer fan, but I'm not a Blue Jays fan. And I'm going to have to be a Canadian. I'm going to have to cheer for the Blue Jays for the World Series.
Yeah, you're a turncoat.
Yeah, I'm
Steve,
not a Dodgers fan.
Let me tell you something. Maybe the Mariners could have taken some tips from the Houston Astros, who are banging on trash cans during their last World Series win. I don't know. George,
they all cheat. They just got caught.
Yeah.
But you're going to pitch to Springer? Come on. With your 4th best. Yeah, you asked for it.
You're going to pitch to Springer with your 5th best reliever, right? You don't even bring in Andres Munoz, who's like your star, or even like I just don't get it. And first base was open. There was men on 2nd and 3rd. First base was open. And I'm literally sitting there at T-Mobile Park, Steve. And I'm literally sitting there saying, don't pitch to Springer. Walk him. First base is open. Let's play for the double play. Fastball down the middle. I couldn't believe it. But maybe we should have,
wasn't the football game and the baseball going on at the same time next door to each other?
Yeah. So the Seahawks, the game started at 5:08 Pacific, and then the Seahawks game is at 7. For those of you in Texas in the Central Time, that was like 7 and 9 p.m. That's crazy that a football game was that late, by the way. I was like, this is Monday Night Football? This is crazy. Like, how is this game so late? It was like 1 a.m. when the game ended on the East Coast. I don't know what the NFL is doing. They're all woke. They're all putting their little messages on the end zones. I'm almost done with the NFL. I should be done with the NFL, Steve, because of how woke they've gotten. You know what I saw last night, Steve? The Seagulls, the Seahawk cheerleaders, they were dancing in the end zone, and I couldn't believe it. There was 2 like gay men, like feminine gay boys that were dancing with them. And the date that I was with was like, what is this? And I was like, dude, what is going on? They were all being all flamboyant and gay. Like what is going on with the NFL? Like, is the NFL compromised?
Yeah, hey, gays love football too. So especially Seattle.
I'm not saying gays shouldn't like football, Steve. I'm not saying that gays should be excluded from football, but I don't want to see tight pants with the goods hanging out. I want my cheerleaders to be female. Is that too much to ask for?
Yeah, that's not. But
Steve, you're gonna get me more excited than I need to be. My blood pressure's already high. But yeah, George Springer was part of that whole era of the banging on the trash cans. I should have pulled videos for you, you jerk. I can't believe you. I can't believe you brought that up. But no, you know what? Credit to the 51st state up there in Canada. They're gonna get smoked by the Dodgers. But my Dodgers, that's my second favorite team. My family are all Dodgers fans. My grandma was Dodger fan. They all live in LA. So Dodgers are my second favorite team. So I'm actually pulling for the Dodgers. I don't care how much they've ruined baseball. I don't care how much Shohei Ohtani is being paid. I want them to smoke George Springer and send him back to. No, I'm just kidding. But I want them to smoke him. I think they're gonna sweep him. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I really have no input because I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not passionate about watching baseball. Now I'm married to a woman that is very passionate about baseball.
Yeah,
primarily baseball. So I just go along with whatever she's watching. I'll watch it.
Yeah, you're a good husband, man. I like how you're dynamic with your wife. That's great. That's good. I woke up this morning, Steve. I didn't even want to. I'm like, you know what? I just want to take the day off. My Mariners blew it, right? I've been waiting 22 years for them to. I've been waiting for them my whole life to get to the World Series. Mariners are the only team that haven't been to the World Series in baseball. I think they're the only team. I think they're the only team that hasn't been to the World Series, and I've been waiting. I had to go through the heartbreak when the Yankees beat us in the last ALCS. I had to go through the heartbreak back in 2001 when they won a record MLB record 116 games, and they literally got bounced out of the playoffs before. Like I've been waiting, Steve. I'm so
you have to wait another year.
There's always next year, right? That's our motto here in Portland and in the Northwest. There's always next year. Like let's wait for the next election and the next playoffs. Get to dancing bananas going on. I'm fired up. Chad. I hope Chad is watching. You see that stag he grabbed yesterday? Holy cow!
Yeah, was he hunting in a zoo or what? I mean, come on. Where's the red stag?
I almost think it was AI. I don't know if you guys saw that stag that Chad got yesterday, but that was impressive. And I'm like, dude, that's AI, dude. This guy has been learning how to use AI lately, and he's just getting out of control.
It must be something like that. I mean, yesterday we're out in East Texas yesterday, and we're filling feeders and stuff like that, and it pops up that picture of that, and I'm like, what work did he put into that? Did he fill the feeders? Did he, I just don't know. I'm not going to give him too much of a hard time.
Yeah, he didn't post it on it was impressive, and it wasn't AI. It was legit. I'm trying to see if we can pull up his I think I got it. I think he doesn't post the stuff. He needs to start posting the stuff on X. Chad, what's going on, dude? He posted on X, and I was like, holy cow.
You put an animal that you've taken and you put that on X, they will just fry you. They will.
Oh, dude, let them fry. Okay, yeah, he still hasn't posted on Instagram. It's on his stories. Okay, let's go. Let's show you guys what Chad got over here. Hold on, let me pull this over here. Let's go over here. Boom. Watch Chad. If you guys aren't following him, I don't know why you wouldn't be following him, but let's go to watch Chad. Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's huge.
My goodness. Look at this. Good for you, Chad.
What in the world? I bet it eats good.
Oh, bro. Chad, you've sent me like 8 books and I haven't read any of them. I would love for you to send me some jerky from this thing or whatever, or any kind of meat. If you can send me something, I don't know, send me the antlers, send me the head. I'd like to hang that up on the wall.
I'm sure he's going to put that on his wall.
Yeah, he will. He definitely will. I mean, that's impressive, man. I mean, and then let's see what else. Let's see what else Chad was doing yesterday. Chad Prather, October 24th, 25th, Dallas Comedy Club. I haven't seen Chad's comedy in person. Is it funny, Steve?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I've been listening to it for about over a decade, and I still go to live shows and I still laugh. So.
Yeah, he's pretty funny. He makes me laugh all the time. If you're not catching Before the Noise, make sure you're catching Before the Noise every morning. One thing Chad is really good at, and he's selling his Make America Pray Again shirts. Go get it. Go get it at prathertees.com. But one thing Chad is really good at is, teaching the word of God, but like doing it in a way that's just like the most eloquent and simple, but at the same time, you feel smarter. You feel like you know the word better when you watch those after those Before the Noise episodes. If you guys aren't catching that, make sure you guys are watching that every Monday through Friday. He just got a deal with Rumble on this. So Rumble's pushing it for him. He's averaging 40,000 plus views per live stream on Rumble alone. But every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, 5 a.m. Pacific time, Before the Noise. And a lot of you maybe don't know what that means. And it just means, hey, before the noise of your day, and before you get up and brush your tooth and go to church or go to work or whatever, come spend some time in the Word of God before all the noise starts. And so that's where that came from. He's been killing it. I've been loving those. You been watching those at all, Steve?
Yeah, every day. That's kind of it's a brilliant concept, by the way. But me and my wife, we sit down together, and we sit down together. We're usually doing our morning stuff, morning routine kind of stuff, but we have that on the TV and we're listening to it. We have it up loud. We're not necessarily watching it, but we're not necessarily sitting down with our Bibles at that moment, but we are listening to it and getting fed the Word. So
yeah. Hey guys, blow up that chat. We're going to do a quick ad read for Patriot Mobile. If you guys aren't, we're going to say bye to Steve just for a quick second. We're going to bring you back on, Steve. But we got to pay the bills here, and we want to talk to you about one of our sponsors, is Patriot Mobile. I mean, they've been a huge supporter of the Chad Prather Show and what he's doing here, and we thank them and our other sponsors that keep the show alive. I'm going to read you a quick ad read. If you could just bear with me for just a little bit and just maybe consider switching over to Patriot Mobile. I've looked at their website. I actually might switch eventually because I'm tired of giving my money to these companies that hate our values and that hate our way of life. And when I say our, I mean like patriots, like conservatives and Christians. The Patriot Mobile, man, this is what these big companies like AT&T, T-Mobile, all these guys, they fear companies like Patriot Mobile because they actually give you a lot of really good options. They have a lot of good options for phones. But let me just read you this real quick. Every choice we make is an opportunity to stand for freedom. Even something as simple as your cell phone service. Here's the truth. Most cell phone providers don't care about you. That's true. They just want your money. Patriot Mobile is different. For over 12 years, they've stood with Americans who believe in faith, family, and freedom, contributing millions of dollars to Christian conservative causes. That's awesome, man. That alone should get us to all switch, really, to be honest with you. The best part is with Patriot Mobile, you don't have to sacrifice quality or service. That's one thing I did have a question about is like, okay, because a lot of these Christian companies that come out, it's like, okay, they're kind of like new and it's just like, that's not the case with Patriot Mobile, guys. The best part is you don't have to sacrifice quality or service with Patriot Mobile. Patriot Mobile offers premium access to all three major U.S. networks, so you'll never have to worry about coverage. Think switching is complicated. It's not. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile, 100% U.S.-based team will get you activated in minutes, stuck in a contract, or if you still owe money on your phone, no problem. They even have a contract buyout program. That's really cool, actually, and that tells you how successful Patriot Mobile is. They ain't no dinky company. They're willing to buy you out from the big guys just to get you to switch over. What are you waiting for? Go to patriotmobile.com/Chad or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Chad for a free month of service. Switch today. That's patriotmobile.com/Chad or call 972-PATRIOT. Just look into it at least. If you're not ready to switch yet, at least look into it and support our sponsors that help make this show possible. And we appreciate you guys, man. We appreciate Patriot Mobile. We appreciate Birch Gold. We appreciate the partnership we had with Allied Oil and all the other guys, Home Title Lock. I mean, we have Black Forest Supplements. We got a lot of people supporting the show and who believe in Chad. And so go check it out. And while you're at it, just an extra bonus mention, 989898. Text 989898 to Chad. Text Chad to 989898 to Birch Gold for a free, no obligation kit or whatever they got going on over there. Look into gold. Anyways, Steve, what do you think about everything that's going on in Portland right now?
Right now, I think it's great. I think being able that our federal government can do what they need to do to protect their ICE agents and their facilities to go in there and also help the local law enforcement that cannot protect those ICE facilities.
Yeah, it's a real shame what's going on in Portland because you're seeing the absolute, you're seeing Portland police being used as pawns to not only protect thugs, but to make the lives of other law enforcement officers, federal officers, DHS officers, ICE, more difficult. And a lot of these Portland police officers, they have their hands tied. They're given a stand down order, and if they act outside of that, they'll get fired, sued, smeared. It's third world out here, man. And I feel for some of these Portland police officers. Go ahead, Steve.
One of my biggest things is the local police. They should be able to keep the streets clear so cars can go travel up and down that, including ICE agent vehicles. And when they're blocking the streets and they're not doing anything about it, that's a problem. So
It's
let the federal agents come in there and clear the streets. They can't do it or won't do it, can't do it. We can.
Yeah. And I'm not, here's the thing. I'm not like Portland police at the end of the day, and Chief Bob Day, they have to take responsibility. They have to have some kind of accountability in this whole thing. I'm not letting them off the hook, and I'm not saying that, oh, they have their hands tied, so they bear no responsibility. I actually, Steve, I had a conversation with the Portland police sergeant that was captured on video, and we're going to post that later today. And it's that same conversation where he's like, actually, we're doing a lot of stuff. And actually, Chief Day's doing a great job. He's a great guy. And I just was like, look, man, I know the situation out here and you're not fooling me. I support you as law enforcement. And I'm sorry you guys have to go through. I'm sorry your political leaders have failed you. But you guys, someone has to find their courage within Portland police. If it's not the police chief, there needs to be whistleblowers that start coming forward and saying enough is enough of this radical grip that these radical Democrats have on our police, on our city. The Portland police they're ineffective because they are literally held hostage by the police, by the political leadership in Portland. When I see things, when people say Portland police is Antifa, I don't think you guys understand how dangerous that is. That rhetoric is how dangerous that is and how absolutely insane that is to say. Portland police, there are some amazing patriot Portland police officers who can't stand the political leadership in Portland. And, again, I'm not letting them off the hook. They need to start coming forward and blowing the whistles. So let's find our courage we can't stay silent anymore. But a lot of these people are supporting families. They're close to their retirement, their pension, and they don't want to ruin it. Some of them are just milking out the clock to retire, and a lot of them follow us. I see them at church. I see them at my gym. A lot of these Portland police officers are disgusted, but they're like, and it's like, well, then why don't they just quit and they have control over that? That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
At some point, you would think that what is right is over all of that. And it's hard for somebody to step outside of line and go, hey, I'm going to go for what's right. And I'm going to stand up to the politicians. And even if it means my career, my job, because I can promise you there's other law enforcement agencies that will hire you. I know you're close to retirement or 100%. What have you. If you're not, and you're not standing up for what's right, there's places that will hire you. Florida will hire you. Texas.
I mean, there's police departments outside of Portland, just like 10, 20 minutes outside of Portland that are way better than Portland, that you could go be applying at. And I don't know, maybe some of these officers believe in the cause. They believe in things like we're doing on the ground here, and other people in Portland. Maybe they're just waiting it out for the right time. I don't really know. But to call Portland police as a whole Antifa, and say that they're running cover for Antifa, I promise you, a lot of these people wish they could punch these guys in the face. They can't stand Antifa. They can't stand some of these radicals. Do me a favor real quick, guys, before we get into a couple top stories, Heather, we're going to get back to Portland. Blow up the chat for us. Let's get this episode out because this information that you're hearing about Portland is very important. And it's one of the reasons why we have to be very careful. Listen, I'm not trying to come out here and saying I'm the only one with the scoop. I live here. And it would be a disservice for me to just jump on headlines just for clicks, just to, make my stuff grow, just to make stuff look dramatic, right? There is a problem in Portland, and what's happening at the ICE facility is insane. We're grateful for people like Nick Sorter that has been giving us amazing videos. Our correspondent, Brandon Geyer, who's down there getting video for us on a daily basis. We're grateful for all that. But this whole thing is really complex, and we have to be really careful on who we label Antifa, because now you're putting their lives more at risk from like people that maybe are in the middle, or like radicals in the middle or something that like just are tired of Portland being destroyed. And now all their energies are going to go against Portland police. And now Portland police are getting things from the left and right. It's just, I feel so bad for them, Steve, because it's such
let's blow up that chat with American flags. We are Americans, right? Most of us. I mean, there's some of us that are Canadian out there, I'm sure. And there's 3 people in India Let's
Man,
blow
let's
it
get into
up.
some top headlines before we're going to get back to Portland and show you there was a face off between DHS. It was like Civil War vibes. It was crazy. But there was a face off between DHS officers and Portland police. And I want to show you guys that clip. That was exclusively from our guy down there, our Medina Army correspondent down there, Brandon Geyer, who caught the moment that tense exchange happened. DHS confronted the Portland police and we're like, what are you doing? But before we do that, let's get into the top headlines. Let's go over some headlines. I want to see what you think about some of this stuff, Steve. So we have, let's go. It was working. You know what? Just for the sake of it, let's hit it one more time with that transition real quick, Steve, if you don't mind.
Do it.
We're just winging stuff. We're just, should we do it? No, I'm just kidding. One more time.
That's enough. That's enough.
I didn't mean to hit the button the second time. So we're just gonna, it's just transitions for days right in your guys' face. So David Harris Jr. posted this a little bit ago. James Carville, we love James Carville, unloads on California candidate Betty Yee for saying biological males should compete against women. Again, not all Democrats, not all people like pinheads on the left, James Carville, are all for this. Listen to what he had to say. Check this out.
A candidate for governor of California named Betty Yee, Y-E-E, went on Piers Morgan show and said, and I'm quoting, this is what he put out, could be bullshit, but it's probably true. I think transgender female athletes are women athletes and they should be able to compete. California governor runner Betty Yee says she would like to see a gender-neutral Olympics take place in Los Angeles.
We've lost our minds.
What bullshit? Okay, and I want to take this, Betty Yee, from the standpoint of somebody that has daughters and somebody that, and my daughters were never particularly athletic, but I have a lot of friends that have daughters that play soccer, play volleyball, run track, play softball. You know what their parents don't want them doing for good fucking reason is competing with males. So let's do this little experiment. Let's take the last Olympics. Let's take the 2020 last Olympics we had and take the winning female time or distance or whatever you can measure objectively and see where they would have finished if they were competing against males. Because what you're doing, you understand what you're doing to try to some kind of cheap political point with a bunch of left-wing zombies is you're ruining the women that work their asses off, that compete. And by the way, there's been an explosion in interest in women's sports. And I give a good amount of credit to Coach Kim Mulkey, my dear friend, who's LSU women's basketball coach.
And to Richard
the last
Nixon.
thing they need to do is be competing against the Duke men's basketball team. This is asinine.
It's amazing to me that he is not drunk right now, and he's actually making sense.
Oh, James Carville, he's got a way of saying things, and we don't always agree with Mr. James Carville, but we agree with him here. I never thought I would say that. I mean, he's absolutely right. I want to show you something.
Sobering up or something.
I want to show you what he's talking about. This was in Oregon, you guys. This is what we're dealing with in Oregon. Males are being allowed to compete with females here in Portland, Oregon, and in Oregon in general. It's not just happening in Portland; it's happening in other places in Portland. And in the state championships, you saw Aiden Gallagher here. This is Aiden Gallagher it's so crazy. It's not just like, it wasn't even close. Like, look at this. But that one was close. But there's another. See, look at there. Aiden Gallagher, male, identifies as a female, winning the state championships in Oregon, stealing the opportunity from all of these girls down the line. How are we not in the streets on this? This is what drives me nuts about these No Kings protesters. This is what drives me nuts about these Democrats who want to protest on everything under the sun. They want to protest polar bears and all these other, climate change. Why aren't we protesting this? Look at this. What about women? What happened to the women?
We don't need women's sports. Just get rid of it. Let's just have sports. Let the men dominate. Bam.
Bro, I'm
Done.
about to go. For those of you, I played a little JUCO college ball 10 years ago, and I was pretty good at it. And I'm actually thinking of coming out of basketball retirement and to go join the NBA and just absolutely destroy. And yes, I would destroy these WNBA players. Give me the best WNBA player, and I would destroy them.
I don't think you could, David.
I think I could.
I'm going against there because there are some women out there that can play some sports that I wouldn't go against at all.
Hey, there's some women that would destroy me at volleyball. But basketball, I would absolutely destroy. Give me your best WNBA. I'm saying that with confidence. I'm not just saying that to look big. I am saying that with confidence. I would destroy the best WNBA player. You bring her up here, I'll destroy her every time because I'm going to be quicker. And I'm not the quickest guy, but I'm built differently, right? And that's the point. Men are built differently from women. There is no reason why this dude, and if you saw Aiden Gallagher up close, and God bless him, I pray for him because it's sad that his parents failed him. This is high school. Allowing him to live this like make-believe like life. If you saw him up close, he is like literally more muscular than me. I mean, like his legs are like huge. He's like a damn running back. And he's allowed to come and steal. Now watch what happened in this video. This was actually kind of powerful. 2 girls actually said, you know what? We're not participating in this. These amazing women stepped off the podium.
Yeah, I don't blame them. Walk off. How about the women that are on the bubble of getting a college scholarship?
Yeah, I'm just selling you guys all kinds of wolf tickets this morning. I guess this isn't the video but there is a video out there where Aiden Gallagher finishes like literally 50 yards ahead of the nearest girl to him was all the way back. It's just, oh my gosh, you guys, this is the madness. And James Carville is absolutely right, man. We're tired of this. We're tired of this nonsense. But again, what does the Bible say towards the end times, guys, before the return of the Lord? Is that we're going to see deception. We're going to see confusion. We're going to see all kinds of evil things. That's what we're seeing today. I cannot believe that there's not more of an uproar from just regular people. This is not a right or left thing. This is literally a right, good versus evil. This is a right versus wrong. How is there not more parents? How could you sit as a parent? And I thank the Lord that my daughter didn't take up track and that I wasn't there and she wasn't part of that, because I'd be on that track with a sign or something. I'd be on that track literally protesting. I don't know how these parents sit by, Steve, and just watch.
There should not be another, when they have a race like that or anything like that, there should not be another contestant in the thing. Let them do it by themselves. Let that happen a couple of times and they'll stop that. We just give into it for that. I'll keep my mouth shut. I don't want to be banned on YouTube.
Yeah, we're too complacent. I appreciate that, Steve, because we've worked really hard on our YouTube, which is almost up 100K subscribers in the last just 4 months. Chat is killing it. But the whole thing with this, Steve, is we have gotten so complacent. Parents have gotten complacent. We've stopped fighting the battles because they're too hard. They've gotten too hard, and we're afraid of losing our friends and our jobs.
All in, for acceptance, because they need to be. No, not everything needs to be accepted. Yeah,
I'm going to show you this right here. It says, why can these transgender girls not compete against men? This is Dennis on Facebook. That's where they should be. That's where it would be fair. Why is nobody saying that they have to compete against the men? Steve, you want to take that one?
They're not. That's the problem, that nobody is saying, hey, they shouldn't be here, because we have to accept everybody. And as soon as that school, they don't accept them, and then everybody be outraged because they didn't accept them as a woman. And, we gotta accept their lie.
Yeah. Basically, well, Renee said, look at this. Renee on Rumble says, my son has a 2001 Toyota Tundra. I had to replace all the steering. Thank God for my baby brother doing work. Okay. All right. We see you. I'm reading some chats here, guys, because we want to make sure that you're seeing on these episodes. We appreciate you being in the chat. We appreciate you being live with us. This is live. We did not pre-record this. Good morning, y'all. God bless. Media correspondent Geyer here. Let's go, Brandon Geyer. Brandon Geyer in the chat, baby. I was hoping, I was going to tell my other producer, Brandon, they're all named Brandons. It's like, when you go to Saudi Arabia, they're all named Muhammad. We just hire Brandons here. Sorry. Here we are worried about you getting us banned on YouTube, Steve, and I'm all saying crazy stuff. Brandon Geyer, man, what a guy. Go follow him, Geyer Digital. Linda Adams, I see you, Linda Adams. Linda Adams, do you have like a cottage or something that I can get away, like a getaway, Airbnb that you can just rent out to me? Because I need to get out of.
Don't tempt her with a good time, David. Don't tempt her.
Oh, what else we got? Let's blow up the chat, man. Let's go. Let's blow this thing up. I want to read more comments.
Let's get some super chats in there too. So
let's get some super chats. I mean, if you want to get
up, then you'll read
mil,
yeah.
So we can just quit everything and never see us again. You give me a couple mil, I'm gone. No, I'm just kidding.
If you super chat, it goes straight to Chad's account. So make sure you Venmo at Partyfoul Steve so it goes to mine. I'll split it with David, of course.
No, you won't. You won't.
No, I won't.
You won't. You'll say, "Hey, man, it's on the way," and then I'll get like 3 more messages like the days after. "Hey, man, I promise it's on the way," and then I'll never see it.
Can't get it to go through.
Linda Adams says, "I don't got to accept nothing." Other people are saying, "Let's go, Brandon." Let's get that "Let's go, Brandon" in the chat for Brandon Collins and Brandon Geyer, my producers, my amazing producers, my amazing employees who I'm so blessed to have. We pay them in soda cans because we're a startup, so they don't get paid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. He's over there going, "Dude, stop." I don't have to accept nothing, says Linda Adams. Linda, you're a firecracker. We love you.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're being forced to accept stuff, and if you don't, you're going to be, be shunned. I'm just going to be shunned. You don't like it? Oh well.
Yeah, and y'all are beautiful in the chat. We see you guys. Okay, so let's talk about this. What's going on at Oregon State University? The libs of TikTok, just amazing people who do the best work out there. Like they're always on the news and just always getting content, and it's just so great. Oregon State University. This is something that we missed being here in Oregon because we kind of took the day off yesterday. Not taking the day off today. We have a lot of good content coming out today. I had an encounter with Antifa that I was going to show you guys yesterday. We're going to post that today. Basically, Oregon State University is reportedly requiring students to complete a computer science class centered around white supremacy. The class features reading assignments using woke books such as White Rage and The Case for Reparations. It also features an entire module on white supremacy in the U.S. It's so funny, the people that call for reparations, are they paying reparations currently? Are they setting the example? I'm going to promise you that they're not. This school received $370 million in federal funding in 2024, investigate and defund. We had a whistleblower from Oregon State University reach out to us last month, actually, or was it the month? It was in August or something, that was saying that Oregon State University is helping fund gender transition training and transgender training for children. Can we find that on our Brandon? Can we find Brandon Collins? Can we find? You're good. He's locked in. Can we find that story on our X? Remember that story we posted on our X page about the Oregon State? If you just type in Oregon State University and search that, send that to us on Telegram. We want to show people that story. But a lot of crazy stuff. The narrative is, Steve, there's the Oregon State Beavers, who's like the little brother to Oregon Ducks. I love both. You've seen me wear both. You see me wear the Oregon State jersey or sweatshirt. I wear my Ducks. I'm a Duck first, but I love my Oregon State Beavers as well. But what is going on at Oregon State University? It's usually known, people, when they go to Oregon State, they're like, oh, they tout it as the more conservative. No, dude, it's still state funded, brother. It's still funded by the government. And they're doing crazy stuff like this. But I will say, Steve, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, whose idea is this? Who is like pushing this kind of stuff?
Oh, we all know. Soros. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe Soros.
I mean, you got to go to the root cause of who is actually kind of pushing this kind of stuff and just pushing on it. The fact you would even talk about gender reassignment for a child, a minor, is ridiculous. It's
Do we have that story?
That's mental. It's mental illness for the parents.
Yeah, Steve, we're gonna try to find that story real quick. Let me try Oregon State. As soon as my thing works here, because I think it's important to show you guys this, because it's actually crazy. And this story actually didn't pick up traction. I mean, obviously we don't post stuff to pick up traction, but I wish this would have picked up more traction, because this was actually insane.
Talk about reparations. Where does that start? Where does that end? You can't put a start on that. That's dumb.
Yeah. Oh, here it is right here. So if you guys can see it on the thing, we broke this a month or two ago, and this was a breaking story, exclusive story that was a whistleblower brought to us, and it's basically the state of Oregon is still pushing child gender affirming care to parents and youth within the state with the help of many partners, which include Oregon State University. The state-funded group OPEC, Oregon Parenting Education Collaborative, is putting on a virtual affirming healthcare session on September 24th. That was just a couple months ago. This is in direct defiance of President Trump's declaration and mandates ordering states to stop gender confusion initiatives and lose funding. The state of Oregon heavily relies on federal funds Okay. And here's some screenshots from it. I mean, they're literally trying to still not only push this, but teach it to kids here in Oregon with the help of partners like Oregon State University who prop up this groups like this parenting. It's not even parenting. I would, let's rename this from the OPEC, right? Let's rename this to Oregon Parenting Education Collaborative. Let's rename this to the Oregon Child Abuse Education Collaborative. And that's not jokingly. I'm like, it's literally child abuse. Steve, you agree?
Yeah, I know. 100% agree.
It's just insane. I mean,
your kid has problems, yes, but start with the mind, fix the brain.
Yeah.
We need to work on fixing the brain, not the body, because the brain will still be there. It'll still be messed up.
It's insane. And then, so I want to get to Portland, Steve, because I think it's really important to talk about what's really going on in Portland. We have a lot of great people there reporting. I can't get down there every day because I have to run a business. And yes, I know I'm super important. I have to run a business. Look, I used to work for free. Okay. I built this thing. I can say it now. All right. I've my blood, sweat, and tears have gone to this thing. We have clients that we deal with, Steve, and we can't always just like go out and do everything, right now. Right. So like the stuff
I understand completely.
Yeah. The activism that I do is part-time. And so we can't get down. So we have people like Brandon Geyer that gets down to the ICE facility for us and gets us video. So appreciative of him. If you're not following him, go follow him. Maybe he can be in the chat, and he is in the chat. And let's see if he can put his socials in there. But yesterday, Steve, in a 36-page ruling, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that President Trump can deploy 200 National Guard members to Portland. Now, we're going to break this down for you as people who live here. And but check this out real quick.
Breaking news.
Breaking news, a federal appeals court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to deploy Oregon's National Guard to Portland while Oregon's lawsuit is litigated. The Ninth Circuit Court's ruling lifts the temporary restraining order that blocked the Trump administration from sending the troops to Portland. Now, you may remember the administration tried to deploy the troops to federal immigration personnel and property at the ICE building in South Portland. There is a second temporary restraining order that blocked troops from any state from being deployed to Portland. No word on how this ruling will impact that order.
What are your thoughts, Steve?
No, I think it's great. And if they vote that down, then just hire a bunch more ICE agents to hire 200 more to protect that place.
You know, you have the Democrats here in the leftist media in here screaming tyranny, screaming all this stuff. See, Trump's a dictator. He's sending in the federal troops. See, we told you. No. If you did your damn jobs here in Oregon, Democrats, I'm talking to the Democrats in the media. If you guys did your jobs, Trump wouldn't have to send in these troops. You guys have failed to protect the ICE building. You failed to let Portland police do their job. You have failed to keep these radical Antifa, far left radicals in check and hold them accountable. You let them run free. You've been letting them run free for years. And it's why Trump has to step in to protect their own federal building and their own federal agents. This is 100% on the Democrat Party, the Democrat politicians, Ron Wyden, our U.S. Senator, Jeff Merkley, our other U.S. Senator, Tina Kotek, the Oregon governor, Keith Wilson, the Portland mayor, Bob Day, the Portland police chief. It is on all of you. This is not on President Trump. This is not on your officers, your Portland police officers. This is not on ICE. This is not on DHS agents. You guys have been allowing these radical left Antifa to run Portland and hold its people hostage for for almost a decade, over a decade. When things started going downhill, when Obama came into office, you started letting these radicals go around doxing people. You started letting these radicals go around, threatening people, threatening mayoral candidates like Rene Gonzalez that ran for Portland mayor, had his car firebombed. You guys, and meanwhile, you're letting these guys go free. The DA, Mike Schmidt, before would just let these guys go and drop charges on these guys. What needs to happen, Steve, is there needs to be a full-on federal investigation into the collusion between whoever is funding this thing, whoever's controlling these Portland Democrats, these Oregon Democrats. There needs to be an investigation on why they're not allowing Portland police to do their job. I want to see collusion because I want to see the Portland City Council. I want to see all the messages. I want to see all the emails. I want to see who they're colluding with on the Antifa side and these radicals and all of these radical groups that are maybe funding them. Maybe there's George Soros or the Soros family that's helping fund this. I want to see every documentation. There needs to be a full-on investigation into this corruption that is going on. And it's why we're seeing the stuff that we're seeing in Portland. That is the problem.
Yeah, I mean, how much are these paid protesters being paid? I mean, I might need a side job, but it's like night after night or day after day, they're going out there protesting on their own time. No, I don't think so. Maybe
Yeah.
that's just their club. They're like get together and hang out. I'm not sure. Something to do for, but yeah, they do have to go after whoever's financing this stuff. You know, like in the past when who was putting the bricks out on the streets just
Yeah.
conveniently
Right.
when there wasn't any buildings going up.
Absolutely. Right outside that Home Depot is what you're talking about in LA, I
Yep.
think. And so, okay, so Nick Sorter, I want to just break this down. We are grateful for Nick and for his reporting in Portland. He's helped bring the national spotlight to the city, and I'm so grateful for that as people, as a citizen here, because we've been dealing with these problems for a long time, and it's like almost nobody's is listening. Biden and Kamala sure as hell didn't listen. They actually enabled it, but there is a problem in Portland. Who is holding these people hostage, or who is in control of the Democrats here in Oregon? Who is in control of Keith Wilson? Who's in control of Tina Kotek? Why are they? Is it really just them? Are they really just playing politics and trying to do anything they can to hurt Trump? What's going on here? But you see, Nick Sorter got some video. It says breaking: Portland police just provided cover to Antifa terrorists at ICE Portland, who are beaming spotlights at DHS agents' eyes and shielded them from DHS. Portland police are literally aiding a terrorist group. Okay, come on. I'm sorry. I can't. I just. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't see it that way. And I'm going to tell you why. Are they aiding them in the video? Yes. They're not doing anything. But we have to ask the question, why aren't they doing anything? And where is the responsibility? And this is the conversation I had with this Portland police sergeant the other day, where I said, you know what? At some point, you guys got to find your courage. You know the problems here. And eventually, it's like, back when they were rounding up the Jews and Nazi, during World War II, whatever. And they were, people were like, I was just doing, we're just, they like to quote Romans. I was just following the authorities. And I was just, no, dude, when something is going wrong and your city is burning half to hell and you have radicals a hold of your city and you, and this is the point I made to this Portland police sergeant. I said, you swore an oath to protect the people of Portland. Every single officer swore an oath to protect and to uphold the law. You're part of that. You have to have responsibility at some point. But the reason why I can't be where they're like aiding, where like knowingly and wanting to aid these people, because what this communicates when you say aiding a terrorist group and that Portland police are Antifa is you're saying that they agree with them and that they are purposely shielding them because they don't like DHS. That's not the case.
No, they're having to follow orders.
They are, yeah, exactly. So again, not to have it like, not make Portland police have accountability, not to take that away. They have to have accountability, but they don't agree with these people. A lot of these Portland police can't stand these people, but if they were to act and arrest these people for shining lights at DHS, these Portland police officers, and they're actually, first of all, given a stand down order. They're there to observe and to follow orders that come from the top. So if they were to arrest these people that were shining these lights, we're going to show you this video here in just a second. If they were to arrest them, not only would they have gotten fired, they'd have been sued. They probably would have been criminally prosecuted because that's how corrupt it is here.
Now, is there a police union there?
Yes.
Okay, so that's probably where your biggest problem right there is.
Where's the police union?
Where's the police union? They're right there with the politicians. They're the ones funding. They have the money. The sad thing is the police officers pay into that union, and they're paying into that union and not being able to do their job.
So a DHS agent came out and confronted. We're going to show you first the initial video here from Nick Sorter. So these two right here are shining lights into DHS eyes, and then they go run behind Portland police.
I love that. Whoa.
What did that person do?
Look at her shining something in the... They're hiding behind the sign. And they're running for cover behind Portland police. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me.
So to me, that's disgusting. It's disgusting to see that these guys are comfortable enough to run behind, as they're doing lawless things, to run behind the local police. But like I said, the problem goes deeper than just these police officers that are here. These police officers are powerless. They are given orders on how to conduct themselves down there, and what to do. And one of the orders is, you're not down there to stop these people. That's the problem. And a lot of these officers, I wish these officers, this is where I kind of like, I'm gonna hold them accountable here. You guys need to come out, and maybe some of these officers do agree with Antifa. I don't know, but I just know that I know a lot of Portland police officers that don't agree with this, that can't stand these people, and they want their city back. They want their city back from these radical leftist Democrats and from these Antifa thugs. But like these officers right here, I'm just going to tell y'all, you need to come forward. Are you okay with this? Yeah. Are you okay with, being viewed as this? Because you can't put it on Nick Sorter. He's there to report what he's seeing. And thank God for Nick. He's brought us some stuff that's just, like wouldn't have gone national otherwise. But at the same time, I guarantee you one or two, if not all of these officers do not agree with those people hiding behind him. It's just that they can't do anything, and it would mean the complete destruction. This is why the city is so corrupt that police officers don't even have the autonomy to stop crime when they see it. Because when I say their hands are tied behind their back, they are tied behind their back in so many ways. Because not only would they lose their jobs, but I promise you, these radicals and these radical judges here in Portland would criminally prosecute these guys. And you have these like lawyers that are out there with the green hats, the National Lawyers Guild, that are out there just waiting for these officers to do something so they can open up a lawsuit. And so these Portland police officers are like, it's not worth it. And it's so sad that they have to be in that position. And I would just say to you, you're at some point you're being complacent. Well, there was Steve. Do you have any thoughts before we move on to the actual confrontation between DHS and Portland Police?
I was trying to see what the Portland Police Association has to say, if they had any statements about anything, but yeah, I don't have anything.
They're too quiet. They're too quiet for my liking, to be honest with you. For a union that's supposed to back officers,
they expressed worries about officer safety, community, and unrest. So, yeah.
Well, I want to show you this. This is from our guy, Brandon Geyer, down on the ground in Portland. Portland Police and DHS come face to face. I mean, things are getting crazy, you guys. And I think with these 200 federal troops coming into the city, it's just going to get even crazier. But you know what? Don't blame Trump. Don't blame me. Don't blame Nick Sorter. Don't blame anybody else that's there. Don't blame the Portland police officers. Blame the Portland police chief, the Portland mayor, the Oregon governor, and all of the other Democrats and the Democrat donors who back these guys that are allowing this to happen. Those are the guys. That's where the true problem lies. But this was crazy. Watch this. This was a confrontation between Portland police here in the yellow and DHS officers who came down and said they're literally hiding behind you. How are you allowing to watch this?
Don't come out here with us like that. We have no idea. Nobody told us anything. We're standing there. We don't know what's going on.
I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm sorry to stop this, but did you hear the Portland police officer say, don't come out here like that?
Yeah.
He might be one of those guys that agrees with what these people are doing. Why are you coming at a DHS agent like that? You're not the one being attacked on a nightly basis. You're not the one that's having lights shined at you, things thrown at you. You're being doxxed. Portland police is not being doxxed in Portland. It's the DHS officers and the ICE officers. Why are you coming at DHS like that? He can come out. I mean, do you blame him for coming out and being upset with these people feeling like they have, like, being able to hide behind you?
There's going to come a point where federal officers and the local authority are putting their hands on each other.
That's what I fear, dude. And that's where, like, this whole, like, dude, things can get ugly. We need to be praying, man. Things can get ugly so fast in Portland because of this stuff. And this is exactly what our politicians want. This is exactly what the elites want. They want this. They want us to start turning on each other. They want confusion to start happening.
Division.
But look at this guy, how he says, don't come out here like that. Dude, who are you? I'm sorry. With all due respect, Mr. Portland police officer, I support law enforcement. I support Portland police. But who the hell are you to come at him like that? Are you the one being attacked? No, you're out there on your cushy bike because your bosses and your political leaders are like in cahoots with these Antifa people. That pisses me off, man.
Don't come out here with us like that.
Was that him that said that? Or, but you could see his demeanor towards him is very like, we're not, just look at his demeanor.
We have no idea. Nobody told us anything. So we're standing there. We don't know what's going on. So it's just like, what? She's literally running behind you guys. And we don't know why she's running. So if you guys want to arrest somebody, fine, give us some information. We'll help out.
Oh my God, I thought you guys were allowed to collaborate. I thought that was illegal though. Collab jurisdictions between Department of Homeland Security and local law enforcement. I thought that was illegal.
Yeah, we're calling them, but it'd be.
Thought that was illegal.
Some sort of.
I mean, Steve, I pray
They should be on the same
come down to
team,
that.
and they're not.
I pray it doesn't come down to Portland police and federal agents putting hands on each other. I pray it doesn't come to that. That would be insane. That would be like the next step of what we like the craziness in this country when we start seeing local and federal like going to war with each other. This is such a disgrace that we have to be talking like this and sharing a story like this, that DHS, federal and local, you're supposed to be working together. You're supposed to be on the same side. And the side is law enforcement. You're supposed to enforce the law. You're not supposed to be Republican, Democrat. You're not supposed to be political. You're supposed to enforce the damn law. And Portland police aren't doing that because of the things that we just explained. It just makes me so upset, Steve.
Yep. Nope. I understand completely. That's but it's going to get. I think it's going to get nasty. I think bringing in the National Guard is going to make it nastier.
Yeah.
But I think it has to be done because sometimes things have to get nasty before they get better.
100%. Party Foul Steve, everybody. Party Foul, how can they find you? And
at Party Foul Steve on all social media and Venmo.
Venmo at Party Foul Steve. Send him a buck. Send him a couple bucks. But appreciate you being on with me, man. And I appreciate you. I enjoyed that. And, we'll see. I think Chad's coming back tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I think he'll be back tomorrow. I think he's on his way back now. So
with that stag, I love that, man.
Probably in flight right now.
Yeah, so. I love that. Go follow Party Foul Steve, everybody. Party Foul, thanks for joining us today. I do want to leave you with some final thoughts because I know we got heated. I know everything kind of got tense, and we hit you with a lot of downer news today. But I want to leave you with the final word. So let's get into Chad's final word, presented by David. So I want to know, what is your God? Who is your God? Like, is it sports? Is it your job? Is it, your kids, your family? I'm not saying those things can't be important, especially your family, but I want you guys to just think real quick about where your priorities are in life. And then how does your life mirror those priorities? Are you struggling today? Are you struggling with anxiety, depression? Are you struggling with just not knowing where you're supposed to go in life? Feeling purposeless. And I think that if you're feeling any of those things, you have to look at where your priorities are. Who's your God, right? Is God? I'm talking to Christians, and if you're not a Christian, it's time to become a Christian. That's the answer to everything in life, to all of your sorrows, all your pain, everything that you're feeling. Jesus is the answer. But Christians, how does your life look, and where is God in that? Is God a supplement to your life, or is He the center of your life? And I can tell you, I'm not someone that is good at keeping God at the center. None of us are, actually. We're not built that way. Since the fall of man in the Garden of Eden, we are a fallen species. That's why God had to send Jesus to save us, His only Son, and die on the cross for us to save us from our sins. But we are wired because of ourselves. We are wired to be sinful. We are wired to follow the desires of the flesh, which is why we need God in our lives every single day, every hour of the day, more than ever before. And it's why every day I wake up, there's days I wake up, I'm going to be honest with you. This morning I woke up and I didn't want to pray. I didn't want to pray. I wanted to get to work. I had so much on my mind, taking a day off yesterday, a little bit from content. I just wanted to get to work. But I felt this prompt to even though I didn't want to, I still pulled myself to pray. I pushed that flesh back, and I just folded my hands right in my bed, and I prayed. And I said, Lord, bless this day. I'll let your will be done. And I can't even tell you the peace I felt coming down to work, coming downstairs to the studio. The peace that I felt. When you put God at the center of your life, Friends, listen to me. When you put God at the center of your life, and maybe you're not always the best at it, but at least making that effort, he sees that effort. He sees your heart. If you at least make that effort, you're going to see changes in your mood. You're going to see changes in your overall day. You're going to feel more at peace. I'm a person where I'm 36, and it took me to 32 to learn that I not only need God in the morning, but I need to be talking to him throughout the day, man. Because my flesh is coming at me every single day to try to trip me up, whether it's through lust, whether it's through distraction, whatever it is. Our flesh wants us. The devil wants us, and he uses our flesh to pull us in and away from God. And so, there'll be times where I go for my walk in the middle of the day, and I'll put on a sermon. I don't want to put on a sermon. Sometimes I want to put on a podcast or a sports commentary, especially after yesterday with the Mariner game. I want to hear what I just forced myself to put on that sermon, and I never regret it. You ever have that feeling when you don't feel like going to church, and you go to church and you're just like, you feel at peace at the end of it, and you're like, man, I'm glad I went. I've never gone to church in times when I don't want to and then regretted it. I've never regretted going to church. It's crazy. So who is your God? Where are your priorities? Where are our priorities? And I think that if you ask yourself and reflect on that question, I think you're going to find the answer to where you need to go and what you need. I think God's going to reveal to you how to incorporate him to the center of your life. And I think that's the key for a lot of us that are hurting, especially as Christians. We need, not just we need God every hour of the day, every hour. And I think once and I'm telling you, it takes practice. It's like a muscle. It takes practice to get to include God in your life, because our flesh doesn't want that. We want to go eat somewhere. We want to go hang out with friends. We want to go watch that sports game. We want to worry about other things because it's more entertaining. We want to doom scroll, right? Nah, man. It's going to take effort to fight that flesh back. That's why a lot of people that become Christians, they go, I thought becoming a Christian and my life was going to be great. And it was going to be peaceful. You can have peace with the Lord through hard times, but it doesn't mean your life's going to be easy. In fact, you might go through more trials becoming a Christian because the enemy's going to be attacking you more. And it's just more reason for you to include God in your life. So I just encourage you to reflect on that today and really just think about, where is God in my life? Is he a supplement or is he the center? And I think you're going to find some good answers to your questions, to your problems through that reflection. So anyways, pray for me. I'll be in mourning all day. You guys, do me a favor, by the way, those of you that are still on here, Lebanon, or if you go follow me at Dave Medina PDX on social media. There is a school here in Oregon that is they're in second place for a nationwide sweepstakes to win a new stadium, $1 million for a new stadium. Some school in Arkansas is first place. This school in the small town of Lebanon, a lot of patriots out there, by the way. This school is like not very far behind the second place. So I'm going to be posting a link to that. If you guys can go vote for this school to win that T-Mobile sweepstakes, that would not only make a lot of kids happy who are practicing. They don't even, like, when parents come to watch their games, the grandstands, it's so unsafe. They can't even use that field anymore. So Lebanon High School, look on my stories today. We're going to share the link for you to vote. You just have to put in your email address for T-Mobile to have them vote or to vote for Lebanon High School. Please check on my stories. We're actually going to go out to Lebanon High School today. It's about an hour and a half from me. And we're going to go support these kids, make a couple videos, and we're going to try to push them over the finish line. So please go do that. Even if you're outside of Oregon, it would just mean a lot to me personally to see my community in need be helped and be blessed. So anyways, guys, like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. Follow Chad on all social medias at Watch Chad. That's Facebook, Instagram. I think that's also the same. He's on TikTok as well. And I thank you for blowing up the chat today. And I thank you for giving me a few minutes to just speak into your life and showing you what's really going on in Portland. Man, there's just evil and wickedness that is really trying to just take us all out, man. And it really thought it was going to do the trick with the Charlie Kirk assassination, but it actually, a lot of people found their courage. A lot of people found their resolve. You're seeing people go to church like never before. It's beautiful. What the enemy intended for evil, God turned into good. And let's continue doing that, though. The battle's not over, not far from over. The devil still wants our souls. He still wants our nation. He still wants your community, your family. and we got to be vigilant, folks. Thank you for joining me today. My name is David Medina. Follow me at David Medina PDX across all social media. I love y'all. Chad Prather Army. Follow Chad. Make sure you catch Before the Noise every morning, 5 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Before the Noise. Nice little devotions from Chad himself before you get your day started. So make sure you tune in there and go to beforethenoise.com to check out other episodes and maybe episodes in the past that you missed. We label things, different topics, so that you can see, maybe you're feeling like you need to defeat worry. There's a Before the Noise for that. If you need to defeat anxiety, depression, there's a Before the Noise for that. So go support him. Go support him. If you want to buy any of Chad's merch to support him, prathertees.com. And then also Chad's book, Born for Meaning, #1 top seller in the faith category and on Amazon. I don't know if it still is, but it was at one point. So we're just going to keep that graphic the same. Go support him. We love y'all. Thank you for joining us. For Chad Prather, I am David Medina. God bless and have a good day.